The shocking reason Jesus commended a dishonest steward, the parable of the shrewd manager. Jesus told this story. There lived a wealthy man who owned vast lands and businesses. This man employed many servants and stewards to manage his wealth. Among them was a particular steward, known not for his diligence but for his shrewdness. One day, rumors reached the master's ears that this steward was wasting his possessions. Concerned, the master summoned the steward. "What is this I hear about you?" he demanded, his voice stern. "Give an account of your management, for you can no longer be steward." The steward's heart raced. He knew he was in trouble. Losing his position would mean losing his livelihood, his status, and his home. He wasn't strong enough to dig ditches, and he was too ashamed to beg. Desperation led him to devise a cunning plan. "I know what I'll do, so that when I lose my job here, people will welcome me into their homes," he thought to himself. Without wasting any time, he called in each of his master's debtors. To the first, who owed 100 measures of olive oil, he said, "Take your bill, sit down quickly, and make it 50. To another, who owed 100 measures of wheat, he said, "Take your bill and make it 80. The steward went on, reducing the debts of many, knowing that these people would feel indebted to him when he was eventually dismissed. They would welcome him into their homes, ensuring he would not be left destitute. When the master discovered what the steward had done, instead of being furious, he praised the steward for his shrewdness. The master commended the dishonest steward because he had acted wisely. Jesus told those who were listening. The disciples and the crowd were puzzled. How could the master commend such behavior? Jesus continued, "For the children of this world are more shrewd in dealing with their own kind than are the children of light." The lesson was not in the steward's dishonesty, but in his foresight and shrewdness in preparing for the future. Jesus emphasized that if the people of the world, who often focus on material wealth, could be so clever in ensuring their future security, how much more should the children of light, who possess the knowledge of eternal truths, be wise in preparing for their eternal future? Jesus then concluded, "I tell you, use worldly wealth to gain friends for yourselves, so that when it is gone, you will be welcomed into eternal dwellings." The people understood that Jesus was urging them to use their resources wisely, not just for personal gain, but to further the kingdom of God. By doing so, they would store up treasures in heaven that would last for eternity and enjoy heaven on earth. In this parable, Jesus showed the right use of riches and positions. He challenged his followers to be as prudent and strategic in their spiritual and earthly lives as the steward was in his earthly life. He reminded them that while wealth in itself is transient, how they used it could have lasting implications on their eternal destiny. Moral of the story: the parable of the shrewd manager teaches that while earthly wealth is temporary, it can be used for eternal purposes. Jesus calls us to be wiser stewards of what we have, using our resources and positions to invest in things that matter in God's kingdom. For example, supporting missionaries, using your office to help people, shining your light, doing excellent work, and so on. Just as the steward used his master's wealth to secure his future, believers are encouraged to use their worldly resources and positions to build relationships and invest in eternal treasures. Support our team by liking, sharing, and subscribing to our channel. How will you apply this lesson? Tell us in the comments